Nab or nab cheat. A hat, penthouse, nab, a large hat. To nab, to seize. Oh, we're on N now. To nab, to seize, or catch unawares. To nab the tease, to be privately whipped. To nab the stoop, to stand in the pillory. To nab the rust, a jockey term for a house that becomes restive. To nab the snow, to steal linen, left out to bleach or dry, cunt. To nab girder, or knob girder, a bridle. Knack, to have a knack, to be ready at anything. To have a turn for it, knacky, ingenious. Nailed. Secured, fixed, he offered me a decus, and I nailed him. He offered me a crown, and I struck or fixed him. Nanny house, a brothel. To nap. To cheat at dice by securing one chance. Also to catch the venereal disease. You've napped it. You are infected. Napping. To take anyone napping, i.e. to come upon him unexpectedly, to find him asleep, as he caught him napping, as Morse caught his mare. Napper, the head, also a cheat or thief. Napper of naps, a sheep stealer, cunt. Nappy ale, strong ale. Nask or naskin, a prison or bridewell. The new nask. Clerkenwell, Bridwell. Toffill Fields, nask. The Bridwell at Toffill Fields, cunt. Nation, an abbreviation of damnation, a vulgar term used in Kent, Sussex, and the adjacent counties for very nation good, very good, a nation long way, a very long way. Natty lads, young thieves or pickpockets, cunt. Natural, a mistress, a child, also an idiot, a natural son or daughter, a love or merry begotten child, a bastard. Navy office, the fleet prison, commander, the fleet off, the warden of the fleet prison, nay word, a byword, proverb. Nazakeen foretop, the foretop of a wig made in imitation of Christ's head of hair, as represented by the painters and sculptors. Nazy, drunken, nazy cove or mort, a drunken rogue or harlot. Nazy nabs, drunken coxcombs. Neb or nib, the bill of a bird and the slit of a pen, figuratively the face and the mouth of a woman. As she holds up her neb, she holds up her mouth to be kissed. Neck stamper, the boy who collects the pots belonging to an alehouse, sent out with beer to private houses. Neck verse, formerly the persons claiming the benefit of clergy were obliged to read a verse in a Latin manuscript, Psalter. This saving them from the gallows was termed their neck verse. It was the first verse of the 51st Psalm. Misere, May, etc. Neckweed, hemp. Needlepoint, a sharper. Negligee, a woman's undressed gown, vulgarly termed a nedeligee. Negodigee. Negro, a black amour, figuratively used for a slave. I'll be no man's negro. I will be no man's slave. Negroes' heads, brown leaves delivered to the ships in ordinary. Nescio, he sports a Nescio, he pretends not to understand anything. After the Senate House examination for degrees, the students proceed to the schools to be questioned by the proctor. According to the custom immemorial, the answers must be Nescio. The following is a translated specimen. Question, what is your name? Answer, I do not know. Question, what is the name of this university? Answer, I do not know. Question, who was your father? Answer, I do not know. This last is probably the only true answer of the three. Nettled, teased, provoked, out of temper. He or she has pissed on a nettle, said of one who is peevish or out of temper. New college students, golden scholars, silver bachelors, and leaden masters. New drop, the scaffold used at Newgate for hanging of criminals, which dropping down leaves them suspended. By this improvement, the use of that vulgar vehicle, a cart, is entirely left off. New light, one of the new light, a Methodist. Newgate bird, a thief or sharper, frequently caged in Newgate. Newgate solicitor, a petty-fogging and roguish attorney, who attends the galls to assist villains in evading justice. Newman's lift, the gallows. Newman's Tea Garden, Newgate. Newman's Hotel, Newgate. To nick, to win at dice, to hit the mark just in the nick of time, or at the critical moment. Nick, old Nick the devil. Nickname, a name given in ridicule or contempt. From the French nom de Nick, Nick is the movement of the head to mark a contempt for any person or thing. Nick ninny, a simpleton. Nickon, Nike, or Neasy, a soft, simple fellow, also a diminutive of Isaac. Knickknacks, toys, baubles, or curiosities. Knick-knackatory, a toy shop. Nincompoop, or nincompoop, a foolish fellow, also one who never saw his wife's cunt. Niffy-naffy fellow, a trifler. Nig, the clippings of money, a nigging, a clipping, niggler, and a clipper, a cunt. Niggling, cutting, awkwardly, trifling, also accompanying with a woman. Knight, magistrate, a constable. Nightingale, a soldier who, as the term is, sings out at the halberts. It is the point of honour in some regiments among the grenadiers never to cry out, become nightingales, whilst under the discipline of the cat of nine tails, to avoid which they chew a bullet. Nightman, one whose business it is to empty necessary houses in London, which is always done in a night. Operation is called a wedding. See wedding. Nigminog, a very silly fellow. To nim, to steal or pilfer, from the German niemen, to take. Nim, a togman, steal a cloak. Nimgima, a physician or surgeon, particularly those who cure the venereal disease. 9 lives. Cats are said to have 9 lives, and women 10 cats' lives. Ninny or ninny hammer, a simpleton. Nip, a cheat. Bung nipper, a cut purse. Nip cheese, a nickname for the purser of a ship, from those gentlemen being supposed sometimes to nip or diminish the allowance of the seaman. In that and every other article is also applied to stingy persons in general. Nipperkin, a small measure. Nips, the shears used in clipping money. Nit squeeger, i.e. squeezer, a hairdresser. Nix, nothing. No catchy, no havey. If I am not caught, I cannot be hurt. Negro saying. Nob, a king, a man of rank. Nob, the head. Knob thatcher, a peruke maker. Knock the breech, from knock a notch. Knocky boy, a dull, simple fellow. Nod, he is gone to the land of Nod, he is asleep. Noddle, the head. Noddy, a simpleton or fool, also a kind of low cart with a seat before it for the driver, used in and about Dublin. In the manner of a hackney coach, the fare is just half that of a coach for the same distance, so that for 6pence one may have a sit down, as it is called, of a mile and a half, and frequently a tumble down into the bargain. It is called a noddy from the nutation of its head. Knave, noddy, the old-fashioned name for the knave of trumps. Noisy dog racket, stealing brass knockers from doors. Noakes, a ninny or fool. John A. Noakes and Tom A. Styles, 2 honest, peaceable gentlemen, repeatedly set together by the ears by lawyers of different denominations, 2 fictitious names formerly used in law proceedings, but now very seldom, having for the several years past been supplanted by 2 other honest, peaceable gentlemen, namely John Doe and Richard Roe. Noll, old Noll, Oliver Cromwell. Non-con, a nonconformist, Presbyterian or any other dissenter. None such, one that is unequalled, frequently applied ironically. Nonsense, melting butter in a wig. Noosed, married, hanged. Nope, a blow, as I took him a nope on the costard. Norfolk capon, a red herring. Norfolk dumpling, a nickname or term of jugular reproach to a Norfolk man, dumplings being a favourite food in that county. North Allerton spurs that place like Ripon, being famous for making them. Northumberland, Lord Northumberland's arms, a black eye, so called in the last century. Norway neckcloth, the pillory, usually made of Norway fur. Nose, as plain as the nose on your face, evidently to be seen. He is led by the nose, he is governed to follow one's nose, to go straight forward, to put one's nose out of joint, to rival one in the favour of any person, to make a bridge of anyone's nose, to pass by him in drinking, to nose a stink, to smell it. He cut off his nose to be revenged of his face, said of one who, to be revenged on his neighbour, has materially injured himself. Nose, a man who informs or turns king's evidence, To nose, to give evidence, to inform his pal nose, then he was twisted for a crack, his confederate turned king's evidence, and he was hanged for burglary. To nose, to bully. Nose bag, a bag fastened to the horse's head, in which the soldiers of the cavalry put the oats given to their horses. Hence the saying, I see the hose bag in his face, i.e., he has been a private man or rode private. Nose gent a none.